Your Social Security amount is wrong. Not slightly off, not a rounding error, wrong in a way that has been taking real money out of your check every single month. And if you were born before 1955, there is a very specific reason this is happening to you that almost nobody in your age group has been told about. I am going to be direct with you right now. The Social Security Administration calculated your benefit using information they had on file. But that information may be incomplete. It may have errors going back decades, and there are rules that were applied to your account automatically without your knowledge, without your consent, and without a single letter explaining what was happening, that have been quietly reducing what lands in your bank account every single month. Some people born before 1955 are being underpaid by $300 a month, some by $480 a month, some by even more. And the people who are losing this money are not people who made a mistake. They are people who worked their entire lives, paid into a system, and trusted that the number SSA gave them was correct. It was not. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly why, exactly how much you may be owed, and the specific steps that move that money from SSA's system into your account starting today. Do not skip ahead. Do not come back to this later. The step I give you at the end of this video is time sensitive. Every month you wait is another month of underpayment that cannot be recovered. Watch this now, take the step, and then share this with every person you know who was born before 1955. If you are not subscribed to this channel, do that right now. The rules around Social Security change constantly. When they change, SSA does not explain what it means for your specific situation. This channel does. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's get into it. Here is the truth about your Social Security benefit that SSA never told you. Your monthly benefit is not just a reflection of what you earned and what you paid into the system. It is the result of a calculation, a formula. And that formula has variables in it that most people have never examined. When those variables are wrong, the benefit is wrong. And the benefit stays wrong every single month until you do something about it. There are 3 specific reasons why people born before 1955 are being paid the wrong amount right now in 2026. Each one is different. Each one affects a different group of people, and each one has a fix. But the fix only happens if you take action. SSA will not fix it for you automatically. Reason number 1, your earnings record has errors, and those errors are costing you money every single month. Your Social Security benefit is calculated based on your lifetime earnings record. Every year you worked, every dollar you earned that had Social Security tax withheld from your paycheck, all of that is supposed to be recorded in your SSA file. That data came from your employers, and here is what most people do not know. Employers submitted that data manually for decades. Manually, on paper, with human beings entering numbers. If you worked through the 1970s, the 1980s, or the 1990s, the era of manual payroll processing, there is a real and significant chance that your earnings record has at least 1 year that is wrong, a number entered incorrectly, a year that was missed entirely, a job that closed down and whose payroll records were never properly transferred, a period of self-employment that was not reported correctly. Here is what that error costs you. Each incorrect year in your earnings record reduces your monthly Social Security benefit by approximately $100 per month, every single month, for the rest of your life. If you have 2 incorrect years in your record, which is not unusual for someone who worked across multiple employers over a long career, that is $200 less every single month. Over 10 years of retirement, that is $24,000. Money you earned, money that should be reflected in your record, money that is not in your check because a number was entered wrong 30 years ago and nobody caught it. The fix exists. SSA can correct earnings record errors, but they only do it when you bring it to their attention with documentation. They are not going back through 40 years of payroll records looking for your mistakes. That is your job, and the window to do it is narrowing every year you get older because the documentation, the W-2 forms, the old pay stubs, the tax returns from the 1980s, gets harder to locate the longer you wait. Reason number 2. You were affected by the windfall elimination provision, and your correction may still be incomplete. This one is specific to people who worked in certain jobs. If at any point in your career you worked in a position that had its own pension system, a government job, a school district, a state agency, a federal position, and that job did not withhold Social Security taxes from your paycheck, and you also worked other jobs in your life that did pay into Social Security, then a rule called the windfall elimination provision was applied to your benefit calculation. That rule used a modified formula that treated your Social Security earnings as worth less than they actually were. The result was a monthly benefit that was significantly smaller than what you actually earned. The average reduction was $480 per month. For some people, it was as high as $587 per month. And that reduction was applied every single month from the day you started collecting. For years, sometimes for decades, 3.2 million people were affected by this rule, and here is what changed. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law on January 5th, 2025. The windfall elimination provision was permanently eliminated, gone. And the law was made retroactive to January 2024, meaning SSA owes every affected person the difference between what they received and what they should have received going back to January 2024. The average back payment is $6,710. Some people are owed over $22,000. But here is the problem that most people still do not know about. SSA has over 4 million individual account corrections to process. They are working through them in batches. Right now, in 2026, there are people who qualified for this correction over a year ago and have still not received a single dollar of it. They keep getting the old reduced check every month. No letter from SSA, no explanation, no timeline. If you worked in a government, school, or public sector job at any point in your career and also paid into Social Security through other work, your account may still be wrong right now. Reason number 3, you are a widow or widower and you are collecting the wrong benefit. This one is the most overlooked, and it affects more people born before 1955 than almost any other issue. When a spouse passes away, the surviving spouse is entitled to receive the higher of 2 amounts, either their own Social Security benefit or the survivor benefit based on the deceased spouse's record, up to 100% of what that spouse was receiving. Most people do not know this. Most widows and widowers are collecting their own benefit and have never specifically asked SSA to compare both options and put them on the higher one. Here is what that costs. If your late spouse was a higher earner and you are collecting your own smaller benefit, the difference between what you are receiving and what you could be receiving might be $300 a month. It might be $500 a month. In some cases, it is over $1,000 a month. And because SSA does not automatically switch you to the higher benefit because they wait for you to ask, that money is just not going into your account. There is no back payment for this one. The survivor benefit pays from the date you apply, not from the date you became eligible. Every month you wait is a month you cannot get back. If you lost a spouse and have not specifically called SSA to ask them to compare your current benefit against the survivor benefit you are entitled to, make that call today. Now, here is exactly what you need to do. 3 steps. Do not skip any of them. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov and log into your My Social Security account. If you do not have one, create it today. You need your Social Security number and a valid email address. Once you are in, open your Social Security statement and go straight to your earnings history. Look at every single year you worked. Look at the number next to each year. Compare it against whatever records you have, old tax returns, W-2 forms, any pay documentation you can find. If any year is missing, if any number looks significantly lower than what you actually earned during that time, write it down. That is money that is not being counted in your benefit calculation right now. Step 2. Call the Social Security Administration directly. The number is 1-800-772-1213. When the agent answers, say these exact words and write them down before you call so you do not forget them in the moment. Say this: I want to verify whether my benefit amount is correct and whether any WEP correction has been fully applied to my account under the Social Security Fairness Act. That specific sentence tells the agent exactly what to pull up. They will check your correction status, confirm whether your earnings record looks accurate, and tell you immediately if anything in your file is still unresolved. If they tell you a correction is pending, ask for the expected completion date and ask them to log that you called to follow up. That note on your account matters. If they tell you everything is correct but the number still seems wrong to you, say this: I would like to file a formal request for reconsideration of my benefit calculation. That opens a supervisor-level review of your entire file. Step 3. If you are a widow or widower, add one more question to that same phone call. Ask the agent, Can you compare my current monthly benefit against the survivor benefit I am entitled to based on my late spouse's record and tell me which one is higher? That one question might add hundreds of dollars to your monthly check immediately, permanently, from the very next payment forward. There is no paperwork beyond that call. SSA makes the switch. Here is the complete picture of what could be wrong with your benefit right now if you were born before 1955. Your earnings record may have errors from decades of manual payroll data entry that are reducing your monthly benefit by $100 or more per month for every year that is wrong. Your benefit may still be reflecting an old WEP reduction that should have been corrected when the Social Security Fairness Act passed in January 2025, meaning back payments going to January 2024 may be sitting in the system uncollected. And if you lost a spouse, you may be collecting your own smaller benefit when you could be collecting a significantly larger survivor benefit, and every month you wait is a month of that difference you will never get back. None of these corrections happen automatically. None of them happen because SSA noticed a problem and decided to fix it. Every single one of them requires you to take action. That is not the way it should work, but it is the way it does work. And the people who take action collect the money they are owed. The people who assume SSA got it right keep leaving money on the table every single month for the rest of their retirement. Log into ssa.gov today. Check your earnings record year by year. Call 1-800-772-1213 and ask whether your benefit is correct and whether your WEP correction has been fully applied. And if you are a widow or widower, ask them to compare both benefit options before you hang up. Your Social Security amount may be wrong right now. The steps to fix it are real. The money waiting on the other side of those steps is real. The only thing standing between you and a corrected benefit is the 30 minutes it takes to make that call. Share this with every person you know who was born before 1955 and is collecting Social Security right now, not tomorrow, today. Someone you share this with today might make that call today. And the next check that hits their account might finally be the right amount. I will see you in the next one.